Hi, this is Tom Kaz. Welcome again to Tune Tuesday. We're heading back down on the 500 greatest songs of all times countdown from Rolling Stone. Let's start tonight with number 380. It's called Fountains of Wayne, Radiation Vibe from 1996. Schlesinger and Collinwood met at Williams College in Massachusetts. We played albums by bands like The Replacements and the R.E.M. and had long conversations of what their daily lives must be like. Collingwood told the Rolling Stone in early 2020, after Schlesinger died due to complications related to COVID-19. They reconnected in New York in the mid-90s and made their debut bouncy, sloppy, and full of spirit. As Colleen would recall, it opened with a Radiation Vibe, a powerful pop perfection for post-Nirvana world, one of the most charming minor hits of the rock alt era. Here it is, Fountain of Wayne, Radiation Vibe.
Are you alone now? To lose the monkey. He gave you black days, and now you slouch. He didn't mean it. He's just a dummy. Reading Playboy on your couch. And now it's time to say what I forgot to say, baby, baby, baby. Come on, what's wrong? It's a radiation vibe I'm grooving on. Don't it make you wanna get some sun? Shine on, shine on, shine on. I went to Pittsburgh and joined the pro team. Talk about a bad dream. I broke a knee, but I can still cool and make the girls swoon. Isn't that the way life's supposed to be? But now it's time to say what I forgot to say, baby, baby, baby. Come on, what's wrong? It's a radiation vibe I'm grooving on. Don't it make you wanna get
Radiation Vibe by Fountain of Wayne. Picking up our 380 position on the countdown. All right, moving on to 379. That's going to be by D'Angelo. Untitled, How Does It Feel? From 2000. Untitled, How Does It Feel? Emerged during the 3 years of jam sessions for D'Angelo second album, Voodoo, channeling the Virginia R&B invocador's love for Prince's ballads. It inspired an iconic video that found him bare-chested, muscles rippling, and sweat as he crooned sweet falsettos, nothings directly into the camera. He seemed like a very shy guy, recalled director Paul Hunter, but once he got in front of the camera, he was a very different person. Here it is.
Won't you come closer to me, baby? Hey. They already got me right where you want me, baby. I just want you, baby. How does it feel? How does it feel? Did I wanna know how it feels? How does it feel? How does it feel?
All right. D'Angelo, how does it feel? Yeah, he's there in his shirtless muscle body. All right, taking up the 379th position on our 500. Greatest countdown from Rolling Stone. All right, moving on. Number 378, The Killers, Mr. Brightside. This tale of jealousy and paranoia has become a millennial Don't Stop Believin', an anthem belted at karaoke parties by 100,000 strong football game crowds at Michigan Stadium. Singer Brandon Flowers drew on a real-life romantic angst at one point. The jealous Flowers tracked down his paramour and found her with another man in a Vegas bar. While the Killers worked up the grand sweep, View 2, and Oasis songs they were referencing in their music at that time. It was a real rough thing, Flowers said of his ex in question, but we got Mr. Brightsides out of her. Here it is.
Coming out of my cage and I've been doing just fine. Gotta be down because I want it all. It started out with a kiss, how did it end up like this? It was only a kiss, it was only a kiss. Now I'm falling asleep and she's calling a cab while he's having a smoke and she's taking a drag. Now they're going to bed and my stomach is sick and it's all in my head, but she's touching his chest. Now he takes off her dress. Now letting me go. I just can't look and it's killing me and taking control. Jealousy turning saints into sea, swimming through sick lullabies, choking on your alibis. But it's just the price I pay. Destiny is calling me. Open up my eager eyes, 'cause I'm Mr. Brightside.
All right, Mr. Brightside by the Killers, taking up the 378th position. Moving on to 377, it's by The Cure, Pictures of You from 1989. Robert Smith, who admitted to fudging the truth in interviews to keep himself interested while doing press. He shared several original stories of Pictures of You. In one, he was inspired to write it after choosing to destroy all his personal photos. In another, he wrote it for finding a picture of his wife in the wreckage of a fire. The real story, however, hardly seems to matter, when in the end, it is a master class of windblown goth pop ecstasy like this, brimming with nostalgia, heartache, destruction, and desire. Here's pictures of you. Pictures of You by Cure. 377 in our countdown. In the 376 position, we're going to go back to a country singer, Merle Haggard, in a song called Mama Tried from 1968. Haggard started out imitating Lefty Frizzell, Jimmy Rogers, but he found his own voice telling his own stories in Mama Tried. Began by invoking his own fatherless childhood, eternal loving mother, the actual time that he'd done in jail. Though his bid was for 3 to 15 on robbery charge, not life without parole, as he sang. For the recording, Haggard wanted to mix his hard-driving Bakersfield County sound with folk music, somewhere in between Peter, Paul, and Mary and Johnny Cash. He later said he ended up with the greatest fugitive anthem in country history. All right, I'm going to get to sing this one. First thing I remember knowing, lonesome winds blowing, and a young thing's dreams grown to ride on a freight train living town, not knowing where I'm bound. No one could change my mind, but Mama tried. One and only rebel child from a family big and mild. My mama seemed to know that lay in store. In spite of all my Sunday learning, towards the bad I kept turning. Your mama couldn't hold me anymore. I turned 21 in prison, doing life without parole. No one could steer me right, but Mama tried, Mama tried. I tried to make me better, but me bleeding eye and eye. Leaves me only me to blame, 'cause Mama tried. Your daddy, rest his soul, left my mama a heavy load. She tried so very hard to fill his shoes, working hours without rest, wanting me to have the best. She tried to raise me right, but I refused. And I turned 21 in prison, doing life without parole. No one can steer me right, but Mama tried, Mama tried. Mama tried to raise cry tonight. Leaves me only to blame 'cause mama tried. Earl Haggard, mama tried. Moving on to 375. Song by the Drifters, Up on the Roof, from 1964. Up on the Roof, a summertime song of city dwellers whose getaways were tar beaches on the top of their buildings, as written by husband and wife team of Jerry Goffin and Carole King, rising stars in the New York Panton Alley scene, who had broken through with the Shirelles, Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow, and had already written one of the Drifters' hits, Some Kind of Wonderful. It was sung by Rudy Lewis, the third of the Drifters, Cabaret. A great lead voice in 1970, King reclaimed the song as a recording artist with wistful, down-tempo version. All right, I'm going to sing this one too. When this old world starts getting me down, people are just too much for me to face. I climb way up on the top of the stairs. All my cares are just drift right into space. On the roof, it's peaceful as can be. There's a world below, can't bother me. Well, let me tell you now, when I come home, feel tired and beat, I go up where the air is fresh and sweet. I get away from the hustle and cry and all that red race noise down in the street. On the roof, the only place I know is where you just have to wish to make it so. Let's go up on the roof. At night the stars put on a show for free. And darling, you can share it all with me. I keep a telling you, right smack dab in the middle of town, I found a paradise that's trouble-proof. And if this world starts getting you down, there's room enough for two up on the roof. Up on the roof. Oh, come on, baby. Oh, come on, honey. Up on the roof. The Drifters. Doing our countdown here. That was number 375. All right, moving on to 374, William DeVaughn. Be Thankful for What You've Got, 1974. William DeVaughn was living in Washington, D.C. when he bought this composition to Omega Sound, a pay-to-play production studio in Philadelphia. When the company realized DeVaughn was talented, they hired producer John Davis to arrange a professional session. With excellent MSFB musicians like drummer Earl Young and guitarist Norman Harris. And he sold it to an independent label called Chelsea Records. DeVaughn's one-hit wonder had epitomized 70s hustle mentally ever since, thanks to Curtis Mayfield's like croon and evocative chorus. Diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging the scene with a gangsta lean. Here it is.
Though you may not drive a great big Cadillac, gangsta white walls, TV antennas in the back. You may not have a car at all, but remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Just be thankful for what you got. Though you may not drive a great big Cadillac, diamond in the back, sunroof top, digging in the scene with a gangster lean, gangster white walls, TV antennas in the back. You may not have a car at all, but remember, brothers and sisters, you can still stand tall. Just be thankful for what you got.
Yeah. Be thankful for what you got.
Diamond in the back, sun
All right.
top, digging the
William
sea,
Devon.
gangsta lean, woo-hoo.
All right, taking up our 373 position is a song by Drake called Hotline Bling from 2015. Hotline Bling was Drake's entry into an ongoing flurry of new songs based on the rhythm track of Cha Cha by Virginia rapper Shelly, former DRAM. In Jamaica, you'll have to be riveted, and it's like everybody do a song on that. But Drake said, imagine in that rap, or imagine that in R&B. That's kind of what Hotline Bling was. It's the same vein as the Jamaican tradition. Hotline Bling with its infections. And you used to call me on my cell phone. Intro instantly. A meme ready video became a enormous viral hit, inspiring versions, everyone from Alicia Cara, who rendered the song as a ballad, to Erykah Badu, who spun her take into an entire phone theme mixtape. Here it is.
You used to call me on my. You used to. Yeah. You used to call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my love. Call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my love. Hey, I know when that hotline bling, that can only mean one thing. I know when that hotline bling, that can only mean one thing. Ever since I left the city, you got a reputation for yourself now. glasses of champagne out on the dance floor. Hanging with some girls I never seen before. Who used to call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my love. Call me on my cell phone. Late night when you need my love. I know when that hotline bling, that can only mean one thing. I know when that hotline bling, that can only mean one thing.
All right.
Since I left the city,
Drake. Hotline Bling. 372, Bonnie Raitt. I Can't Make You Love Me from 1991. Raitt nailed it. Staggeringly intimate ballad in one take. It's a pretty devastating song to sing more than once, she said later. Plus, it took me a minute to recover from how sad it was. With Bruce Hornsby on the piano and Benmont Tench on the Heartbreakers. I love the Heartbreakers on the organ. She created an unexpected pop standard performed by everyone from Adele to George Michael to Boyz II Men and Bon Iver. But no one had come close to Raitt's honesty and vulnerability, said producer Don Was. It's one of those performances that is so powerful that it changes the definition of what popular music of the time is.
Turn down the lights, turn down the bed, turn down these voices inside my head. Lay down with me, tell me no lies, just hold me close, don't patronize. Don't patronize me, 'cause I can't make you love me if you don't. You can't make your heart feel something it won't. Here in the dark, in these final hours, I will lay down my heart, and I feel the power, but you won't. No, you won't, 'cause I can't make you love me if you don't.
All right, Bonnie Raitt, Can't Make You Love Me.
I close my
Taking up the 372 position on our countdown. Number 371, our last song of the evening. Looks like the beer's running out. Got enough for this song. Elton John, Benny and the Jets, 1973. This weird and wonderful number one hit, Elton had his most playful, funky, is about a fictional rock band, as told by a ravenous fan, preaching the gospel of Benny and the Jets to her friends Candy and Ronnie. I saw Bonnie and the Jets as a sort of proto sci-fi punk band. Lyricist Bernie Taupin told the Rolling Stone in 2014. Fronted by an androgynous woman who looks something out of Helmut Newton photograph, Elton didn't want Benny and the Jets to be released as a single, only acquiescing after he heard it was getting a lot of play on top black stations in Detroit. All right, I get to sing this last one.
Hey kids, take it loose together. Spotlight's hitting something. Been home to change the weather. We're getting fat and fat tonight, so stick around. You're gonna hear electric music inside the walls of sound. Say, can't be blind, can you see me yet? Oh, but you're spaced out. But Benny and the Jets. Oh, but they're winning, they're wonderful. Oh, Benny, she's real keen. She got electric boots, more head suits. You know, it reads in a magazine. Oh, but Benny and the Jets. Hey kids, plug into the pavement. Maybe they're blind, but Benny makes engagements. We shall survive unless we take it ourselves along. Where we fight our parents out on the street to find what's right and wrong. Oh, can you see me yet? Oh, they're so spaced out. But Benny and the Jets. Oh, the wind, they're so wonderful. Oh, Benny, she's really keen. She's got leather boots, more suits. You know, reading in a magazine. Oh, but Benny and the Jets. Benny and the Jets. Oh, they're weird, but they're wonderful. Oh, Benny, she's really keen. She's got electric boots, more suits. You know, she's reading in a magazine. Oh, but Benny and the Jets.
That's it for the countdown. Thanks for tuning in this week. We'll be back next week on Tune Tuesday. This is Tom Kaz, out.